Welcome back, thinkers and seekers. This is LordPercy, and today we're diving into a world that exists inside your very brain, a world that controls your focus, your motivation, your habits, and perhaps your entire life. We're talking about dopamine, the molecule of desire. And in this video, we'll explore part 1 of the book Dopamine Detox by Chibathumari Siu, a book that reveals how dopamine shapes everything you do and how understanding it could completely change the way you live. So sit back, maybe put your phone on silent, because this, my friend, could be the most important 15 minutes of your day. We often hear people say dopamine gives you pleasure, dopamine makes you happy. But the truth is, that's not quite accurate. Dopamine isn't pleasure, it's anticipation. It's not the reward itself, it's the drive to get the reward. When you scroll your phone, waiting for a new message. When you open the fridge, not because you're hungry, but because you're bored. When you chase likes, validation, or excitement, it's dopamine pulling the strings. Dopamine whispers, something good is coming, go get it. And that whisper can be powerful or dangerous. Deep inside your brain, dopamine works in the reward pathway. It's released when your brain expects a reward, not when you receive it. It's like the go signal, the feeling that pushes you to move, to act, to chase. Without dopamine, you wouldn't even get out of bed. You wouldn't study, work out, build a dream, or even eat. So dopamine, in essence, is not bad. It's what makes you human, ambitious, driven, alive. But in our modern world, this ancient chemical is under attack. Once upon a time, dopamine's purpose was survival. It motivated us to hunt, to gather, to build families, to create. But now, the world has learned how to hack dopamine. Every beep, every like, every bite of junk food, every short video that ends just as another begins is a dopamine hit. These microbursts of stimulation rewire your brain. Your mind gets addicted to the next thing. Your focus shortens. Your patience dies. And suddenly, reading a book or even sitting in silence feels boring. Chibathumari Siu calls this the dopamine imbalance. You're overfed with stimulation, but starved of satisfaction. Here's what really happens inside the brain. When dopamine spikes too often from small, easy pleasures, your brain lowers its baseline sensitivity. That means you now need more dopamine to feel the same level of excitement. So you scroll longer, eat more, watch another episode, and when you stop, the baseline feels painfully low. You feel bored, restless, empty. So you go back to the loop. This isn't weakness, it's biology. And unless we retrain the brain, dopamine will continue to control us like puppets chasing invisible rewards. There's another secret about dopamine. It's not just linked to pleasure, it's deeply tied to motivation. When dopamine levels are balanced, you feel energized, focused, and driven toward your long-term goals. But when overstimulated, dopamine motivation collapses. The very same chemical that once made you ambitious now makes you lazy, distracted, and tired. That's why you can scroll your phone for hours but can't study for 10 minutes. It's not discipline you lack, it's dopamine control. The goal isn't to eliminate dopamine, you can't and you shouldn't. The goal is to reset it, to bring your brain back to balance, where real joys like learning, creating, and connecting feel rewarding again. Chibathumari Siu explains it beautifully. Dopamine is your guide, not your master. If you use dopamine wisely, it becomes your ally, fueling your discipline, not your distractions. But if you misuse it, it becomes your captor. In a world built to keep you hooked, understanding dopamine is an act of freedom, because the more you understand how your brain rewards you, the more you can choose what deserves your attention. That's the essence of Dopamine Detox TM. Not cutting off pleasure, but reclaiming control. So let's summarize what we've learned today. Dopamine isn't pleasure, it's anticipation. It drives motivation and reward-seeking behavior. Our modern lifestyle floods the brain with artificial dopamine hits. This constant stimulation lowers our baseline happiness and focus, By resetting dopamine, we can restore balance, clarity, and true motivation. In the next episode, we'll go deeper into the detox process itself, how to reset your dopamine system and rebuild focus like never before. But for now, ask yourself, who's in control? You or your dopamine? If this video gave you something to think about, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because the next part will change the way you approach your habits forever. This is LordPercy, and you've just begun your journey toward mental mastery. Until next time, stay aware, stay powerful.